Hello everyone, welcome to Acquire Knowledge channel. This is our third part video on understanding and modeling spring in ANSYS Mechanical. We will discuss on the following topics like tips and tricks for quick post processing in case if you are working with a large number of springs, then accessing and using the miscellaneous results inside the ANSYS Mechanical GUI. For example, the strain energy of a spring, how we can access, I will show that. After that, if you want to create a force versus deflection chart inside a mechanical GUI, we will also discuss on that. But please keep in mind that we are not going to go into detail or uh, regarding any boundary condition or any feature that I had used to create the demo. So let's just start with the first video. So first part, that is tips and tricks for quick post processing. So there are different options available in mechanical GUI that can actually be used to effectively post process the multiple springs results of the multiple springs, or if you want to actually do any further operations using the user defined results, we will discuss upon those things. So let's go to the demo that I had created. So this is my demo model. So here you can see that we have around 20 springs that are present in the model. So first thing is that suppose I want to extract the reaction forces for all the springs in one shot. So what I can do is that I can go to the connections, select the first longitudinal spring, then press the shift button and click on the last spring. So automatically it will select all the springs. Then we can simply drag and drop all the springs over the solution tab and evaluate the results. This will give us the force, elongation, damping force, and the velocity for all the springs that were present in the model. Now, second thing is that we can also go to the solution, worksheet, material and element type information. From here also we will be able to, like suppose in this case, this spring element is combin 14. So we can create the total deformation results, create equivalent stress results, or create user defined results. So in this case, if I create a total deformation result, so it will only create the results for all the springs that are present in the model. So here we can see it is reporting some values of 6, that is actually maximum value that is getting applied to this springs. Mainly this is going to help you when you are trying to access some user defined results from the model. For example, suppose I want to know the element numbers that are associated with the combin 14 elements. So for that, first thing is that for accessing the element number, I can go to the solution quantities also, available solution quantities. And here the star p num, okay, just this is type, yeah, this pnum element will give you the element number associated with each combined element that is getting created internally. So suppose I use a pnum. So by default, you can see this scoping method is set to geometry. So if I hit on evaluate all results, it will give me a contour result of all the elements that are present in the model. So it is just like contour visualization. So it will interpolate between maximum and minimums and give you the results. Now, suppose if I duplicate this one, duplicate without result, and use a result file item and element type ID, you can also use material type ID because they are also unique. Then go back to the solution and again check back the associated element numbers. Like in this case, if I look at this element type ID, so element type ID is starting from 83 and it's going till 102. So suppose I want to check the element number associated with the first spring that got created in the model, that will be 83. Oh, I can come here, just type the value 83, and we will get the element number associated with this combined element. Now, there are multiple ways in which this element number is going to be helpful. I will just show you the one way. Like for example, you want the command snippet way, or you want to use some command to extract the force for this specific element. So what we can do is that we can go back to this, we can right click here, insert command. So I had already written, it's a very small command, it's only 2 lines, because we know that if we look at the help manual for the combine 14 element, the SMISC1 will give you the force. So for example, if I simply copy this one and paste it and execute post command. Now, the main reason for to showcase this one is that you can see I'm using some my underscore force one. So whenever we use this prefix or this prefix as my underscore, so here you can see my underscore is the prefix, it will report the force or any values in your GUI itself. Like here I had extracted my force underscore one. So here you can see the values that is getting reported here is 0. Okay. So the element number is 68097. Okay, looks like 68. Okay, so the post command was actually, this command is actually was not working fine. So I right click and solve it again. Then we can see on the bottom, my underscore force one is getting reported as a minus 6000. And if I go back to this spring probe and check the values, so they are exactly the same. So this command will be helpful, like if you want to further complicate the things and if you want to extract all those forces and want to report it in some text files, or you want to report it in the GUI itself under this result section, so you can easily perform some do loop operation. So that's not a part of video, but just to give you an idea that we can do those things easily inside using the command way. So the idea was to highlight how to add the command snippet, and we can use the different type of features under this. Now, the next part was how we can access and use the miscellaneous result. So for each element type, you will find there are some SMISC and NMISC variables that are present for those elements. Now, in order to access those elements, the first thing before running the model, what we have to do is that to activate the general miscellaneous option under the output control. So once we activate it, these results will be available to access in the for the post processing, or in case if you want to perform any this command snippet operations. So this will be available. Now next is that to access these things, we have to use result file items. So once you add a result file item, what we can do is that either we can use material type IDs, element type IDs, and other options are also there. On top of that, we can also do some mathematical operations. So there are multiple mathematical operations that are supported. In order to know more on this, I will suggest you to go through the ANSYS documentation. So it will give you a better idea like how you can use this mathematical operations. For example, I have shown here, like usually for spring, we want to compute the strain energy. Now, if we look at this output that are available, for example, for combine 14 element, we can see that the strain energy is not an output, but we know that easily we can do some mathematical operations. Like for example, this combine 14 is actually your linear element. So for linear element, we can directly multiply half into force into a stretch, and that is like work done. And that work done is equal to the strain energy. So we can write these things inside the GUI itself. Just 1 minute. So we can add one user-defined result. So in order to add the user-defined result, you can right-click on the solution, insert user-defined result. Another way to access this will be go to the worksheet, a specific element type for which you want to add the user-defined result, right-click and create user-defined result. So once you add the user-defined result, you can you will have access to material ID, element name ID, element type ID, component name, element ID. So anything can you can actually use to perform the mathematical operations or in order to derive some other variables that are user-defined variables. Now in this case, you can see I had written 0.5 into smisc comma nmisc1. So smisc1 is actually your force and nmisc1 is your stretch. So that will give you the work done that is going to be equal to strain energy. Or we can extract and you can also visualize how the strain energy is evolving with time. Okay, so next thing that I wanted to also highlight in front of you was how we can create force versus elongation chart for any element. And it will be helpful. Means for combined 14 element, we know that it's a linear element. So it is always going to be linear in nature. But suppose if we are working with non-linear springs, that is something that we are going to discuss in our next video when we are going to discuss about the different springs that are available in ANSYS Mechanical. But just to give an idea for those type of applications, it comes very handy to actually visualize how your force versus elongation is evolving with time for that specific element, or is it matching with the input data that we are giving in the model. So in case some due to some analysis settings or other variations like higher substeps and other things, sometime it might happen that the actual load part of the spring will not get captured. Um, so in those type of cases, by plotting the force versus elongation, we will get an idea that actually the simulation is running in the right direction or not. Now for plotting this, let's first drag and drop this one 2 times because we know we want to use some or X and Y data. Now, once these two data are available, so I can evaluate all the results. For first one, I will keep this spring. Okay, I will deactivate all the other columns. For next one, I will only keep the elongation. And now if I select this two spring probe and spring probe 2, I can go to the home tab and you can see there is a chart option. Once after adding the chart, we will simply omit the variables that are actually not required. For example, is from a spring probe 1, I want only the forces, not the other variables. And from a spring probe 2, I want only the elongation. Okay. Now the next thing is that we don't want this time as an x-axis. We want elongation as an x-axis. So x-axis I will go and change to spring probe to elongation. After that, one thing you will see that the input quantity is time is now activated, and we can omit this one, and then you will see force versus deflection curve for that specific spring. So that's all I wanted to discuss in this video. I will also share put some links in the comment section in order to, if you are not actually familiar with the commands and other things, so that will help you in starting with that. So, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video with your friends or colleagues so that we will be motivated enough to keep to make new videos for you. Thank you. Have a nice day.